The very first thing I wrote down was your wish.
Yeah.
And I didn't want you to think that was influencing you because psychics can be skeevy like
Wow.
this. But if you flip it over, what does it say?
Life on the
You
road!
can show the camera, whatever camera you want.
Santa's not giving this guy coal anymore. Hold on, let me show this.
With the 7 of clubs.
Santa's not giving this guy coal anymore. Wow.
And that's 7 of clubs.
That was so good.
That's how we do it.
Ho, ho, ho. Welcome back to the Bhavcast. Today I'm here with actor and magician. Please welcome Matthew Swanson.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, dude?
Good, good. Thank you for coming to my my workshop.
Yeah, it's a great workshop. I mean, you got the whole setup.
Oh, let me ask you something, Matthew. Have you been a naughty boy or a nice boy this year?
Oh, Jesus. We're not with your feet out. I don't know, dude. I don't know how to answer that with those toes just wiggling out there.
Yeah.
I've been pretty good.
Just good?
Just good. I mean, wildly depressed and good.
Oh, no. What can Santa do to make you feel not depressed?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe actually check into therapy. But,
I don't think I can bring that down the chimney for you.
yeah, I'm starting the podcast off great. I didn't know how to answer the naughty or nice question. Toes, depression. We're doing great.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna leave me any cookies this year?
My God. Okay. I mean, what kind of cookies do you like, Santa?
Are you Jewish by any chance?
No.
Oh, so you don't know what Santa likes?
Is there no? Is it popularly known what Santa Claus likes?
Yeah, he likes chocolate chips, sugar cookies with sprinkles.
Well, I was thinking maybe like the Hershey Kiss peanut butter blossoms. Like when I think of Christmas cookies, I think of those.
Okay. Yeah, Santa's giving you coal this year.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Let me ask you something, Matthew. How
Yo.
much do you use Amazon?
I use Amazon not often. I don't actually buy a lot of things from Amazon.
Because you know Santa does not like Amazon.
I could see why. I don't like Amazon much either.
That Jeff Benzo guy, he is not...
Jeff Benzo. Benzo. Okay. Yeah.
Benzo. Bozo. That Jeff Bozo guy really ruining my business, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm sure. Well, I bet the drones get in the way with the reindeer during the season.
Those goddamn Rudolph broken antler last Christmas.
Are they still doing the drone thing? Because do you remember when they actually brought that up? I think it was 2016.
Oh yeah, they're doing.
Do they still do that?
They're doing the drone thing, all right, and they're getting in my airways.
Yeah. I bet Vixen doesn't like it.
Vixen, the other 5, you know. I'm getting old. I'm 1,500 years old. I can't remember all their names all the time.
All right.
It's crazy. Let me ask you something. Who do you think would win in a fight, me or the Grinch?
The Grinch. Is this Jim Carrey's Grinch, or is this new Grinch, or is this old Grinch?
There's a lot of them, aren't there?
There's a few Grinches. Because I think Jim Carrey's Grinch would take you out, but I definitely think you could beat animated Grinch, the 3D animated Grinch. But 2D animated could be kind of a toss-up.
You know, Matthew, you're getting more coal. You're You're in Santa's...
Is the answer yes all the way? Okay, yes, Santa. Tough guy Santa.
Exactly.
Kicking the Grinch's ass.
Yeah, I'm going to sick my elves on you later. You know what I mean?
All right.
They're going to turn you into my play toy later.
Okay, cool.
Luckily, I got that Astroglide in the back.
Astroglide.
Yeah.
What is Astroglide?
Lube.
Oh, shit. Okay. Again with the toes. I don't know what to make of these toes.
You like them?
No.
You know what? What? I think I have not.
I mean, you have pretty feet, but
Thank you.
no.
Oh, it's cramping. I
don't know.
Oh God.
It's interesting that they're not calloused. They do look smooth.
Because I lotion them.
Oh, you lotion.
And I wash them. You know, Santa washes his feet.
How does that when you moisturize your feet? Do you pet your foot like this? Do you go up? Do you rub? Do you get in between the toes? What are you doing when you moisturize your feet?
I take a squirt of CeraVe and I go.
A squirt of CeraVe.
Yeah.
Like a whole pump or like a. Like a half pump,
A
quarter
half
pump?
usually, and then I go like this. I rub it in.
Okay, so you just do a basic motion like that. There's not
Yeah.
like a circular,
Nah.
not like a massage. You don't use a roller.
Nah.
Just get in there.
How do you do your feet?
I don't. I mean, I haven't even clipped my toenails in a minute. I lost my toenail clipper a while ago. They're just starting to like chip off while I wear my socks.
That's rough. Santa's not happy about that.
My mom would be very depressed.
Santa's
Very-
gonna give
very
you
upset.
nail clippers for Christmas.
Crushing it.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna put them in your fucking stockings. You know what I mean?
Just nail clippers.
Just 100 pairs of nail clippers, and the
right.
strong ones too. You know what I mean?
Oh, like the bigger ones that are made specifically for because there's different ones.
Oh, yeah.
For a very long time, I was using regular nail clippers on my toes until one day I needed another set of nail clippers. I was in Target. I was like, I'm not sure I ever actually bought nail clippers before. I always just sort of found them lying around the house somewhere.
Yeah, your mom got them, and then you're like, I'm using these.
Yeah, they always popped up, and I feel like I always stole them from someone.
Yeah. I hope you're not stealing them from someone. That's foul. I'm about to hide all my nail clippers. I don't know what dirty shit you're gonna be doing with my nail clippers. That's crazy. Okay, one more Christmas question.
Okay.
When Buddy the Elf ran away, do you think I should have went after him and locked him up for eternity?
Oh my God! It's been a minute since I've seen Elf. I mean, I think Buddy should always be given a chance. I don't think he ever should have been locked up. I think if anything, he's a little misguided. He's a little misunderstood. But if you look at his actual like childhood, it makes sense that he is sort of the way that he is. I think it's just got to give him a fighting chance.
You think Santa's not a good daddy? Is that what you were saying?
No, I think Santa's a great daddy. And I definitely think that he could kick every Grinch's ass.
I think I treated Buddy pretty well. Okay.
You did. You treated him very, very well.
He's the only elf that's 6'3".
But did you raise him? I thought it was that other guy. I thought it was that other elf. Because you didn't raise Buddy.
I raise them all.
You raised them all. I'm terrified.
I raise them all, okay? In the image of Jesus.
You know, for the people who are tuning in, right before we started the podcast, he had a full-on butcher's knife just on the couch. After I was reading all about Rob Reiner and Nick Reiner, I'm just like, what's that knife doing there? And I'm scared there's about 3 more.
No, don't be scared. These people know who I am, okay? They know the destructive path I live. All right, that's cool. So, Matthew, you know what you and Santa have in common? Is we're
Yo.
both people of magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you... I was born with magic.
Yeah.
You know? But when did you discover your yearning for magic?
My yearning for magic. I think my yearning for magic came when... I always think about this because I always think about when
Here, you
it
keep
actually
telling
started.
it. I'm going to be right back real quick.
Yeah, I think it started when I was like at a dollar store, and they used to have like these dollar store like mini kits of just magic, and they were always really shitty, and I never actually knew how to use them because the instructions they came on were like in tiny, tiny English print, and on the other side just Chinese. And I could never put them together. So I guess my yearning started when I was probably like maybe 4 or 5 years old, and I couldn't understand the directions. But then I would meet another kid on a bus who would like know how the trick is done. Like, you know that classic ball and vase thing? Have you ever seen like a kid do that? Like little red ball, like little blue vase, the ball appears and it disappears inside of the vase. Like one kid actually was able to decode how that trick was done. And I already had that trick. But once I saw it, I was like, oh, shit, I wish I was good enough to do that. So that's when it started, the yearning. And I just never was able to figure out these magic kits. But then...
Do the magic kits, I mean, obviously Santa knows magic, but do the magic kits have instructions?
They had instructions. They're just really shitty instructions. Just the worst instructions. And so I must have not been good to decode those instructions. But then as time went on, that's like when, you know, David Blaine was on TV a lot. That's when like Magic's Biggest Secrets Finally Revealed was on. A lot of people know that show. And that was the show that really got me into magic because I was really poor as a kid, and that was like my one in. Like magic very much is like a rich kid sport. There's only so much you can learn on YouTube before you're just finding another way to find a card. And no one wants to see that. Otherwise, you have like these elaborate, tricks where you need table space to do it. And yeah, so I sort of have always been in and out, just according to like what was available to me to actually learn for free. But then as YouTube kept going, I really got back into it very seriously when I was probably about 14, when my cousin was really getting back into magic, or really getting into it probably for the first time. And he had like all the expensive like magic books. Like these magic books can range anywhere from like $40 to $60 to $90, just depending what you're getting.
Wow.
The most I've ever spent on a magic book is $400.
The real magic is the person that's making the money off these books.
It's it's that. And then it's also like when people are like, oh, well, I'll just Google your tricks after I see these. I'm like, good luck. Like, because they always say like the best magic is hidden in print. So there's like magicians who will like go online, they'll buy a toy and just learn how to do the toy at a party, and boom, they're a magician. But then like the best magicians either, come up with mostly their original material, most originals you can possibly get in magic,
right.
Or they're, reading these books that no one else is reading, and it's really hard to get. So I don't know, but again, like back to like the yearning part, I guess it's just like, when I was 14, 15 years old, my cousin had access to all these things, and he was teaching me what he was learning in those books, which is really, really cool. And then on top of that, that's when this guy on YouTube, his name was Jarek120, he was popping off, and he had like this silly little documentary he made just for himself, because he also wanted to be like a WWE wrestler. So he was trying to like make that dream come true through magic, like through being like, he was basically one of the OG influencers. Okay. So like this is like when the word influencer wasn't even around. Like Jake Paul, Logan Paul weren't even around. But this guy had a following of all these other younger kids who all loved magic, and that he was their primary source of learning them from, and I was the same way. So it was more than just like picking a card, is that your card? He was teaching a little bit of everything. It was a little controversial in the sense too, because he was revealing tricks that were in books that were, very popular, and they were guarding secrets, because otherwise people would do exactly that. They're just going to YouTube it, and they'll find it there. But at the same time, it gave me access as someone who was like insanely poor growing up, homeless like 3 different times, and then twice even as a little kid. So like there's like good and bads to it, but it really solidified from like probably 14, 15 until I graduated high school. And like at that same time, I was like falling in love with theater and plays and musicals, and I grew up thinking I hated plays and musicals, and I was falling in love with it. And I was sort of like learning performance through like these 2 different avenues. And then it was getting to a point where like this guy on YouTube was like telling people like, oh, you can go approach anyone on the street and do magic. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to do that. So like county fairs would come up in the summers, and I would just go to like groups of girls and just do tricks for them. Like all the guys I'd be around would be like, oh my God, what the heck? How are you doing that? It's like it was a fun little show off thing to do. And it helped really build my confidence, particularly in approaching strangers. And, so it was like this muscle that I was building, and I never actually understood that magic and theater were so interconnected. Like it makes sense as us talking about it, but like as a 15-year-old who's just jumping into the world of this stuff, I never saw the connection. So when I graduated high school, I just focused on acting. Like I just focused on doing community theater, getting acting classes, doing improv, doing sketch, doing anything I could possibly do. And then magic just kind of took a back seat because I had learned everything I could. I couldn't pay for anything more because I didn't have any money. So it's like, all right, magic is on the back burner, focusing on acting, focusing on all the other stuff. COVID hit, and now it's like, oh shit, I can actually afford all the things I couldn't afford as a kid. I'm going to learn all the things I couldn't learn as a kid. And then I just found an online community of magicians, and they all were like just sort of all over around the world. Like I had friends in Los Angeles, I had friends in Germany, friends in the UK. I was making friends with people who are like really high up in magic, like David Blaine's consultants, and I was making friends with David Copperfield's consultants, just because they put themselves out there, and they make themselves accessible to people who want to listen. And I mean, like I met I went to Greece the other year and I got to meet up with one of my boys that I was talking to every day during COVID. And then I got to recently meet another guy. His name's Peter Turner. He was in New York recently with a celebrity magician named Stephen Frayne. He goes by the name of Dynamo in the UK.
Okay.
Super famous, essentially just like the UK's David Blaine.
Okay.
And it's just like all these crazy people were all telling me the same thing. Be a magician. Figure it out. You already have the theater background. You already have such a leg up above so many magicians. Just go out there and do it. Just try it.
Yeah.
And so as I was doing that, you know, found a children's magician who helped get me my first gigs, sort of show me the ropes on what it means to actually book your own gigs. Parted ways to focus more on just doing, you know, cocktail parties. I still do kids magic and stuff, but I package it along with like, you know, something a little bit bigger or something I can sell with a little bit more money. So like that's in a nutshell like my journey and what brought me here. It's just been like the wildest ride. Magic has always weaved its way in and out of my life, but it's always been there.
It's quite magical.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
weird. I don't know if I monologued so hard.
No, that's good. That's what we're doing here at the Toy Factory here. We want to learn where the magic is made. You know what I mean?
Which one of your elves made that?
One of the black ones.
Oh, okay, go continue. I was gonna say I want to meet that elf. I don't know.
He's late for work.
Yeah.
Because
oh shit. Okay. Go.
Hey, but Santa's gonna let it fly. Santa's the holiday time. Santa's a good guy. You know, Santa's got his dogs out. Santa's chilling.
Yeah.
Santa's with a man of magic as well. You know, you're like a Santa in your own world.
Yeah, you make wishes come true.
I'll make them come true, all right. You
Hey,
know what
there
Santa
you go.
does. Let me ask you something before I ask you the magic question. What do you want this year? What can I do for you?
Ooh,
You
I would
have an
love
item.
a movie deal.
A movie deal.
Yeah, I would love like for Steven Spielberg to just tap me on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, want to do a
Matthew.
movie? Yeah, can you make that happen?"
Matthew, I'm Santa. I'm not Jesus.
Okay, sorry. I'll take a toy camera instead.
That I can do for you. I'll hop on Amazon. So, okay, let me ask you this. In your opinion, what's the difference between doing like a kids magic show versus like a cocktail? Like, how are you catering your show differently?
Ooh, there's like different tiers because sometimes you're doing cocktail parties for people who are drunk off their asses and you pretty much do have to treat them like children.
Yeah.
But I think like the key, especially when you're performing for kids, is you just can never condescend to them. So I really do try to act like I'm their older brother. And depending on the age group of the kids and how rowdy or how, you know, different types they are, I like it when I can like actually pick on them and make fun of them.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like it when they heckle me because I just heckle them back.
Right.
It's like magic's not real, and I'm like, yeah, we all know that. Okay, like let's get to the next thing. And then it's just like he's like, wait, what? He's the magician. He said magic's not real. I'm like, yeah, I know, but check this out.
Yeah.
Wait a second, what? And then so it's like if you just meet them at that level, like I don't do the whole shtick of believe in magic. I think there's people who do that and they do it really, really well. But like when you're doing a kids party, I used to like think like maybe I wanted to do something like that, but then it's like, you know, the goal of this party is to give them a good time. They're having fun. Maybe they don't want like any like sort of message. Just get up there, have fun, play with them, treat it like play, and then you'll have a good time. And so after doing so many kids gigs like that, that's when it actually helped me figure out how to do more cocktail parties. So when I do cocktail parties, I sort of come in with the same mindset. So it's always play. Play. I'm here to play. Because same thing with kids. Like you don't want kids to think that you're just trying to fool them.
Right.
Because, you know, they want to think that they're smart and they feel like they're probably being fooled all the time by the people around them.
They are smarter than the average drunk adult.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And much wilder sometimes too. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of constantly treating every performance as an opportunity for play. And I'm not sure a lot of magicians actually view it that way. And I think that's what helps make it, at least what I perceive to be pretty successful. And this is something that I didn't really realize until kind of recently, like probably within the last year and a half, is like translating how I perform for kids into grown-ups. Just essentially because people, when you approach them and you tell them you're a magician, they're like, oh, he's going to try to get me. He's going to try to do something. He's going to try to make me look stupid. And with mentalism, because specifically that's my branch of magic, it's very like mind reading. And it's sometimes even kind of like delves into hypnosis a little bit. And so people are like, oh, well, if he can read my mind, that means I'm easy to read. That means people are going to think I'm stupid. And it's like, no. Because people will also think hypnosis only works on stupid people. It doesn't. It actually doesn't work on stupid people because stupid people don't know how to listen. They don't know how to listen to the directions. They don't know how to put themselves in a certain state of play.
Wow.
So hypnosis only works, and this is, I mean, like, people are like, we don't really know how hypnosis works. We do know how hypnosis works to a degree. You give people the permission to let go. And if you can give someone the permission to let go and to play, and you don't turn it into a competition, like, I'm going to read your mind. It's like, hey, like, if you believe for a moment that you have telepathy, I can make something really cool happen. So I'm always trying to get people on my side. And honestly, I think I have a very hard time with that because I'm a very large person. And like, I come into a space sometimes like a little, maybe too commandingly.
Yeah.
And I'll immediately like spot the alphas in the group who are going to like try to get me out, because this happens all the fucking time. And it's like, how do I immediately defuse them? Because if they're going to try to get me out, like, yeah, like they will. Like if I say, hey, I want you to think of a fruit, and then they think of like a 3-digit number, they're like, I was actually thinking of 267. I was trying to throw you off. I'm like, oh, I wrote down orange because I thought we were cooperating.
Right,
like,
right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, it's a matter of understanding the similarities between both groups, but also understanding that I need to get in there and I need to be able to get them to let go and have fun.
Yeah, I
And
like what
it's
you
hard.
said there, because, you know, when Santa's not making his elves make presents, and, you know, Santa's not delivering presents, Santa also does stand-up. It's always it's always been a passion of Santa's to do stand-up, and he feels when he goes on stage, sometimes the alpha's in the room trying to mock Santa, and Santa's trying to explain to them, we're just here for a good time.
There can't be anything worse than an alpha elf. They got to be the most insecure, huh?
Alpha elf, I mean, I tell him, you know, just chill, bro. And I give them a little elf weed, and they go chill, you know. But till they're fucking high, their ego is like a little dog. It says bark, 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 bark.
Do the elves obsess over height?
Yeah, they all want to be 3 feet tall, and I'm like, hey, Santa's 6'1", chill out. You know what I mean? Santa will step on you. And then I had to put them in the little locker. It's a little slave factory. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah,
there,
man,
yeah.
it kind of sounds like alligator Alcatraz. Are you putting them in like 2x2 fenced cubes and chaining them to the ground so they can't sit down? Oh man, I think brings ice to a whole nother level. I mean,
You know, I'm the brown Santa. I do things a little differently. The
Oh,
white
God.
Santa, you know what I mean? He does things a little differently too. We all have our own. We all have our own way of play.
well, I mean, then there's Cash Patel, isn't there?
yeah, and he's not related to brown Santa.
Okay, cool. I immediately look up to the skateboard. I don't know why. I'm uncomfortable. I look up. I'm uncomfortable again. There's a fish in a bottle. Knife moved from the couch.
Yeah,
And I got nothing but all the 3 Grinches on the mind.
I recently just got this skateboard.
You did. When did you get the skateboard?
Like, it came in like last week.
Oh man.
It's a company that does that skateboard, but they'll replace brown with white, gay, Asian, black.
Oh shit. Okay.
So it's an all-inclusive
Yeah,
brand.
it's fun. It gets all of them.
Yeah. And it started with a black guy, so it's like approved. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's approved. It should literally say signed by a black guy.
Yeah. And like even their customer service, like I like hit them up. I was like, oh, like is this skateboard coming? And they like email you back like, hey yo, ma, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry it's late, ma. We'll get you this soon.
Jeez.
I'm like, oh hell yeah, ma. So
Oh,
it was
man.
cool. So you know, sometimes Santa goes out, delivers presents, but he'll forget a child. And that's like bombing for Santa. You know, Santa ruined a child's Christmas. You know, Santa didn't mean to. Santa just has so much. Santa's not Amazon.
Wait, how did Santa ruin a kid's Christmas?
Because he forgot to deliver a present to that kid.
Oh, okay.
He was on the nice list, but you know, Santa, Santa was
hungover?
partying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Santa, Christmas is a party day for Santa, you know? Mrs. Claus, you know, she be turning up, you know, we doing too much.
You party on Christmas.
Oh, yeah, work hard, play hard.
Why wouldn't you party right after Christmas?
I party through the whole holiday season.
All right, there we go.
I'm a Magic Man. You ever heard of Magic Mike?
Yeah.
I'm like Magic Mike.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Have you noticed Santa lost all this weight?
Yeah, no, you look great, dude.
It's all that Ozempic.
Oh, man.
All that Santa Claus Ozempic. So tell Santa about a time that you bombed. What is bombing on Magic like? What does that feel like?
Man. I feel like I had a bomb recently. I don't know why it's completely skipping my mind. There's nothing worse than when you're bombing a magic show. Oh, it was a bomb that wasn't a bomb. It was like one of those moments where you feel like you completely fucked everything up, but then everyone ended up having a good time anyway.
Yeah.
But in terms of like when you're bombing, at least with mentalism, it's easy to come back in some ways because it's very clear when, you know, if I'm reading someone's mind or I'm doing something and it's like, Two of Hearts and it's actually like the Two of Diamonds, or like if I get someone else to do something and something's not working, what's cool is I can like say, oh, like there's well, there's a little bit of a disconnect here. I think you might have really strong intuition, and I'll go into something where they are the person reading someone else's mind or something. So like when you bomb in Magic, very often you can recover because well, in mentalism, in magic, it's kind of like if I'm going to say I'm going to make a card appear and it's not that card, that's very clearly done wrong. But in mentalism, if I get something wrong, I can still use that information to reveal a part of like a larger thing. You're totally cool. It's better than rubbing your feet as you look me directly in the eyes. But no, I mean, in terms of a time I bombed though, I want to say. Oh,
I'm talking about like a time you're bombing, like in a sense, like
where there was no coming back.
there was like the magic got fucked up. Like you ever like fuck up a trick so bad, where like
Yeah.
you can't, like I'll like do a joke. Like I didn't. Santa did Music Fest over the fucking summer, and I came out and I made fun of a guy in a wheelchair.
Snapped right back into character. Love it.
I also did theater as a child, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I became Santa Claus. Not because my dad wanted me to come Santa Claus.
Oh, I can tell you about a time I bombed
Yeah, right.
really bad. Okay, so this was a magic. Okay.
We're on.
Wait. Okay, so I think to tell you the story.
Uh-huh.
Can I show you a trick right now?
Yeah. Show Santa.
Okay.
Santa loves magic. That's why you're here.
Now, before we begin, is
Yeah.
it actually? This is ridiculous. You don't have like a mic stand of any sort, do you?
All right. Show Santa what you got.
All right, so I want to tell you about the time I bombed. This is so recently and it was really fucking embarrassing. But I do want to get started with a little bit of a trick. This is kind of like a trick, but it's also a reading. So
Okay.
you're not like scared by like palm readings or anything like that, are you?
Santa's not scared of anything.
All right. So before we go into your palm, you actually, what is your dominant hand? Are you left dominant or right dominant?
Depends what Santa does, but most of the time Santa writes with his right hand.
All right, and so this is your left hand, yeah?
Yeah.
So we're going to actually use your left hand for
Okay,
this. So you
okay.
might want to take off your mitt. And before we get into the palm, you're going to look for what is hiding from you, okay? You're going to actually look through the cards, look for what is hiding from you. I'm not going to explain what that means,
Okay.
but you have about 10 seconds to figure that out. Once you find it, you're going to actually take it, put it face down on the table, and then we'll go into it.
Santa does Buddhism, so he knows how to find what's not looking for him.
Hey, yo. I think you're going to love this then. And then you have 5, 4, 3. Perfect. Now, before we get into the card, I'm going to put these away. And then you said you were right-handed, so I'm going to look at your left hand.
Okay.
That's known as your intuitive hand. Now you're okay if I touch your hand?
Yes, you can do whatever you want to me, Mr. Matthew.
There we go. I'm going to just check out the angle of the thumb. Now, if for any reason you disagree with anything I say in your palm, you're like, that's not me at all.
Yeah.
Like, speak up. Be honest. And if everything's wrong, you're not going to offend me. I'll explain why later.
Yes, Mr. Swanson.
But the fact is, when I look at the angle of your thumb, it doesn't go beyond this 90-degree angle, which says you're actually more of a structured person. You're very neat. You have an order to your life. I mean, I'm in your house right now. You don't have a very messy house. Everything kind of has its own spot. Would you say you're more naturally messy or more naturally neat?
I would say orderly chaos, because I have a lot of stuff. Santa has a lot of stuff.
Ordered
but-
chaos.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. That's going to come into play a little bit later.
Sure.
Then the actual thumb here, which it actually is on the. It was very firm when I squished it down first, but now it's It's bouncy a little bit, and it's actually very soft.
Yeah.
And you're someone who is much more emotionally centered. You're
Mm-hmm.
much more vulnerable. You don't see that as a weakness. The fact that when I hold it down and it bounces back almost immediately when I lift my finger tells me that you bounce back from things very quickly.
Yes.
You sort of actually heal by doing. You're not a person who can be like resting. Some people need to rehabilitate. They need to chill. That's how they heal. But for you, you just need to do something, even if it's just going for a walk.
Yes, Santa has to, or else if Santa stops, the world stops.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
exactly. It's sort of like as a shark, if you swim, you die. kind of
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Then we have your fingers, which are more on the long side, which is actually more of a feminine quality. More women have longer fingers, and it represents their spirituality. It represents their sort of religious. There's like religious centers.
Santa's not trans.
You're not trans. Well, you're not trans, but you're very grounded in what your beliefs are and what your
Yes.
faiths are, and you don't take those for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And a part of the gaps here are telling me you lean towards extroverted.
Yes.
So you might have moments of introversion because they're still a little close together. And you're not giving me your hand completely open, but you do find more comfort just being amongst energy. Even if you don't want to talk to anyone, do you ever find yourself just going to a bar, just wanting to be around people but not talk to anyone?
So Santa will never just go to a bar because Santa's really, well known. But Santa sometimes wouldn't mind hanging around people and just shutting the fuck up.
Yeah.
Sometimes Santa will visit the elves in the workshop and just say, "Hey, I want to sit here, boys."
Exactly. Like, I just need the energy, but I just kind of want to be by myself.
Yes, yes.
Then we have your heart line, headline, lifeline. Your heart line is going to be that top line on your palm right here. And you have a very deep crease on the edge. I see that as someone who wears their heart on their sleeve. So part of it being a very soft person, Santa also comes off very invitingly.
Yes.
You're not very intimidating.
No.
People are not very naturally scared of you. And a part of this is your heart and your vulnerabilities are very straightforward. You actually articulate your feelings very, very well, and you communicate very well because your heart line is just straight and to the point. And do you see how it actually kind of breaks here? It almost has this line, and then there's one that kind of continues through.
Yes, Santa sees
This is a
that.
gap. That
Yes.
could be a moment of great change or turmoil that's going to evolve you. You're going to
Yes.
grow from something that happens later in life. It's going to shake you up, but it's going to make you better because it's going to follow you through your path. And then your head, that's your headline, also kind of breaks out. It kind of breaks out and goes into reverse, but it continues forward over here. It's not as neat and ordered as your heart. It's a bit more chaotic,
Yes.
which says that when it comes to your heart, you understand yourself very well, but with your head, you're so scattered sometimes that you might lose focus of the heart.
Santa is brain scattered sometimes, but Santa does follow his heart.
That's
often.
follow his heart. And then the lifeline creates that vertex there. What I mean is, I'll mark it on
Yes,
my hand. My lifeline is there, and that's my headline. It creates a vertex. So
Yeah.
does yours. The idea with this is that you're a homebody. You're meant to actually go somewhere, plant your roots, and be a supporting member of a community or even a leader.
Yes.
Someone who's in charge of something, someone who's always leading the pack. Hey, I mean, Santa.
I run the North Pole,
You
brother.
run the North Pole. I mean, it's all lining up. But in terms of like your palm and everything I've said here, how much would you say you agree and how much would you say you actually disagree?
I'm not gonna disagree at all. I think you nailed me for my hand, Matthew.
Okay. Now,
You're not gonna get cold this Christmas, actually.
I want to do a little bit of a plot twist for you here.
Sure.
We can drop the palm.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I go into the palm is because it's a really good way of getting to know someone, and it's a really good way of understanding how they perceive themselves and how the world perceives them.
Sure.
But I don't know when the last time anyone asked Santa Claus what he would wish for. Now, don't say it. Don't just. I want you to come up with something. But just for the sake of this, let's think of something legitimate, and let's think of what you would really wish for.
Santa Claus or Bhav?
Bhav.
Okay.
And before you answer that, I feel like I already have a little bit of an idea before you even come to it. Now, normally when I do this, sometimes people think of like the health of their loved ones or happiness. But then you have to think about like, what does that look like? What does happiness look like?
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
your passion? What's your desire? What is the one thing you want over anything else in the world, either right now in this moment or long run in your entire life? But I am going to keep it at this. The reason why I asked you to choose what was hiding from you is because that is where the deepest truths come from. The idea with palm readings, in the way that I do them at least, is about manifestation.
Yes.
How do you look at what you have, and then how do you delineate from your own path and to create your own destiny? And how do you manifest that? Well, you start by looking for the things that you can't confront within you.
Yes.
And the minute you can confront those things, that's when we can start to put ourselves on the path that we deserve, the path that we desire, the path that we want to follow. But you have to confront those hidden factors first.
So
that's what that card represents.
What exactly is Santa supposed to actually be guessing on? Like, or what was the actual, like, are you looking for like an emotion or an item?
I want anything. Your biggest, deepest desire, your biggest wish. I wrote something down right here, but for the very first time, I do want you to actually speak it out loud. Because the idea is that when you're a kid, you're told to keep your wishes inside.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, manifestation says you have to speak it out. So what is it?
What does Santa really want? Oh, hold on. Can I have a second to think?
No problem. I tried giving you a bit of time. Yeah, we can cut. We can edit.
No.
and stuff.
Hold on. Just give Santa. This is good. Santa needs to think, guys.
Now, I did write something down.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to think that I'm influencing you. But if you want, I can help you maybe even come to what this might be.
I mean, Santa would just like to be content.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? Santa would just like to be content, the people around him healthy, us kind of fix Mother Nature, you know? Santa's a worldly person, you know?
You ready for a hard question?
Yeah.
You said you want to be content. That means you're not content now.
No.
What would be the one thing or one big thing that would make you content? What's one thing that if it was just off your plate, that would help, or something you want to add to the plate?
I think if Santa didn't have to work a real 9 to 5, you know, I would be, and then could make his money doing, you know, real fun things, Santa would be content.
Perfect. What's your dream spot to do your real fun thing?
Dream spot?
Yeah.
Just on the road.
On the road. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You're not like, I want to be at the Beacon Theater. I want to be at Radio City Hall. You're like, no, just put me on the road.
Yeah. Everywhere. Santa wants to be everywhere.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Now, yes or no, don't tell me, but yes or no, do you remember the card you chose?
Yes.
Yes, you do. Was this, I mean, you were more attracted to a black card, yes?
Yeah. Whoa.
Just looking back.
Oh.
My God, I feel like this is gonna come back like that Shane Gillis episode. I'm gonna get my big break, and then that skateboard's gonna ruin everything for me. I do believe you would have been more attracted to a club, but I could be wrong, and I have been wrong before, and that's what we're gonna talk about very soon. Now, I can't tell you how to make that wish come true. I would love to be here and be like, I'm the psychic who can do whatever. I can be your genie. I can't. But I love to interpret, and I love to tell people what I see in them. And I also love to set people on a path and interpret what they chose, which was the 7 of clubs. You were actually more gravitated towards a club. And specifically, the number 7. The number 7, for me, is just luck. When you look at the number 7, when it comes up in numerology or when you see it in symbolism elsewhere, there's actually no real reason why it represents luck. Like we see it in slot machines, we see it in nature, or just people. Like if you tell people to think of a number, oftentimes they're going to think of the number 7. No one really knows why.
Someone told me as a child that 7 was a lucky number.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I just stuck with it.
It's just, that's what people believe, and it has actually no real basis. But the clubs represent people. The clubs represent communities. Literally, the word clubs, when I think of the word clubs, it's a group of people. It's groups of communities and people helping each other out. So it's a matter of, if you want to live life on the road, you have to understand that there is an immense amount of luck, but you create your luck by creating connections and networking. Not even just for networking, but also giving to people.
Yes.
Maybe even giving opportunities that might not be the best fit for you, but giving it to another comic, or they'll do it in reverse. It's a matter of looking out for people, and stand-up comedy in particular, it's such a lonely art if you make it one, but it can be such a community at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how you find yourself. And I think it's a matter of you embracing that community, not just in belonging to it, but how do you contribute to it? And then that's when you create your luck. So I think if you want to make this wish come true, it's a matter of creating your own luck and just giving and being present and just showing up and giving a little bit more than you take. I mean, you're Santa Claus.
I'm Santa Claus.
But if you look right here, that's exactly why I wrote down the 7 of clubs.
What?
So we'll put that over there on the camera.
Santa!
But there's a reason why I didn't want you to see the back of it, because the very first thing I wrote down was your wish.
Yeah.
And I didn't want you to think that was influencing you, because psychics can be skeevy like
Wow.
this. But if you flip it over, what does it say?
Life on the road!
You can show the camera, whatever camera you want.
Santa's not giving this guy coal anymore. Hold on, let me show this.
With the 7 of clubs.
Santa's not giving this guy coal anymore. Wow.
And that's 7 of clubs.
That's so good.
That's how we do it.
Wow, Matthew, you're not getting coal this year. You're getting that fucking spot in that movie. I'm calling Spielberg. I'm calling him.
Hey, let's do it.
That's crazy.
But this leads into what I was going to talk about in the time I most bombed.
Yeah.
This is, and it's not a show. I mean, like, I've bombed shows before, but again, like, I've always felt like I could recover. I couldn't recover from this because I did a palm reading for a repeat client. Granted, I cut him a deal because they had like a really early time, like for a corporate event, whatever. And so, specifically, this client wanted me to read her partner's palm and, like, you know, wish making and stuff. And she didn't know what to wish for. So I had to, like, do the very similar thing with her. And I'd be like, okay, well, I would love to help you, but I also don't want you to think I'm influencing you, blah, blah, blah. And she was just being really closed off. Like, she just could not. It just seemed like she had everything perfect in life. There was nothing she could have wished for. And she had cracked a joke. Well, in the middle of cracking the joke, I didn't think she was cracking a joke because I had heard the word marital problems. And I repeated this out loud to her because I always repeat it out loud just to make sure I'm on the same page. And so she's like, yes. I said, marital problems. Yes, yes, yes. But she wasn't actually listening to me. She was just like, you know, when people are like hearing you, but they're not listening to you, they're just like moving on. This person very clearly just wanted everything to move on.
Yeah.
And so I just kept going. And so when it came to the big reveal, you know, I flipped over the card, like probably like, I don't know, ace of spades or something. It was something ridiculous. And then, you know, it was like ace of spades. Oh, I got like, look, there was that connection. And then I said, well, get this. It's none of my business. And because I made the whole reading about marital problems.
Right,
and I was like, at a corporate event, I was like, you know, being very on the line here. And I'm like, well, I can't give you a lot of, you know, advice or whatever, but I can tell you based off of this shape and based off that number, here's what those two mean. And you can come to your own answer on this. And then I reveal the card, flip it over. It says marital problems. She's like, marital problems? No, I said payroll problems. I was like, dude, I literally repeated it. Like, we made the whole reading about this. And then, what? Like, it was just like one of those moments where I was telling you, I think maybe when the camera was off on, like, sometimes, no, the camera was on. It's like I have to enter a space and I have to build instant rapport with them.
Yes, trust.
And if I don't get that instant rapport, they're just going to be shut off. And sometimes they're just going to be waiting until I'm done with what I'm doing. But the issue with that is because they have their own preconceived notions of magic or whatever the hell it is I'm going to do, it's not until halfway through the thing that they're like, oh, wait, this guy's actually really cool. But they weren't actually listening in the beginning of the thing.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, wait, hold on. Can you go back to the beginning? And it's like, oh, wait, no, we're already on the road. We're just going to keep going. And then it just ends up being marital problems because she wasn't actually listening.
Right.
She said payroll problems, and I said marital problems. I literally repeated it, and I made the whole reading about that, and I was like, I was towing a line, and then she was acting like it came out of nowhere. I'm like, fuck, that's the time I bombed. And it's not even just in the fact that I wrote down marital problems. It's the fact that, like, the client who loves me was trying to get this other person to love me almost against her will, that she was just shut off from the whole experience, that it created this entire moment of embarrassment. And I literally just had to own to it. I'm like, you know what? Readings are not always 100%.
Yeah.
We'll just rip that up. Like, good night. You're my last one. Bye. So that was probably the worst I've ever bombed, and that was like the most recent as well. But when it comes to bombing, it's just like it does happen. Things don't work sometimes. And I do actually have that safety net of this is mind reading.
Yeah.
Right? Like, of course, it's not going to be 100%, but some people are dicks.
Yeah.
Like, some people will think you bombed when you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
For example, oh, God. Do you have like a book or like a paperback book, like a novel or anything like that? We can put another pause on this.
No. We just read the whole thing.
Just give me like a paperback, like a novel. Like a normal. Let me see this. This might work. This is a textbook.
I don't think I have a paperback.
You don't have like a. You don't read.
I don't read.
Oh, let's try this.
I'm an engineer.
I'm
Santa. I'm Santa.
We'll try this actually. Right below the 7 of clubs, you're gonna actually write down the name of a person you know.
Okay.
You're gonna write down the name of a person you know. And I don't want you to actually tell me the name. You're going to fold it up just like that into quarters once you've written down that name.
I just want you to know, I know brown people too.
You know brown people too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can write down the name of any person. Just go ahead and write that down.
Okay.
And we're going to come back to this. And I do want to take another look at your palm because there's a few more things I want to see.
Yeah,
just
but-
make sure I can't see what you're
But
writing.
can I ask you one thing? When you're doing the mind reading, right?
Yeah.
And they say the thing that's on the card,
Yeah.
how relieved are you?
Oh, my God. I'm immediately relieved all the time. Can I see the Sharpie here?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to take that, and we're just going to fold it up one more time, and you're going to hold this in the palm with your mic. And you can hold, you can keep the mic in your hand here, because I want to focus on the palm again. I want to take another deep look here. And I want you to imagine you see their whole name just written across your palm like this.
Sure.
I want to see every single letter. I want to see the first letter of their name, second letter.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a third. I think I'm seeing a fourth. It's about 4 or 5 letters, yes?
Yeah.
You can tell me if I'm wrong. Is this the letter E I'm seeing in the lines of your hand? Is there an E right there at the end?
No E.
No E. But I'm seeing... Hold on. Let me take this out. I'm going to write this down. You said it's 1, 2, 3... Is that 4 letters? Yes or no?
Yes.
I don't know why I'm hearing an E. I think it's that. And I'll show this to the camera. You can zoom in on this in editing, but I'll show it right there. And I could be wrong on this, and this would be a really good example of how, mind reading is not always 100%. But I already wrote it down, just like I did with the card, just like I did with the wish.
Yeah.
It's there. What is the name that you were thinking of?
It's Namu.
Namu.
Yeah.
Flip it over. You said brown people. I got Nami.
What? That's close because honestly, like it's close enough.
But this is what I'm saying too. Like you still thought that was crazy.
Yeah. That like. At
Do
least,
you want to know something?
Yeah.
If I do that for white European dudes, they'll be like, "Got him! Fuck that guy! He's a fraud."
Oh wow.
It's like if I asked you to think of a number and I guessed, I don't know, 68 and you were thinking of the number 69.
Yeah.
It's like that's not impressive to people.
Wow.
They'll be like, they'll treat it like you bombed. So I got Nami because I feel like that's a name from Yu-Gi-Oh or something.
I mean, but you can also call her that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
There's so much interpretation to this. And
Yeah.
when it comes to reading people's energy, when it comes to interpreting things, that's why I love mentalism. Everything is so interpretable.
dude, that's so. Santa says that's fucked up. What
Yeah.
you just did, Santa says that's fucked up.
Exactly. So it's just like people will not always be like super impressed or like they just want that feeling of I got him.
Wow.
And I immediately when I enter a space, I feel like right now my job is to figure out how to mitigate that. But it's also like sometimes you just can't. Because like when you go to a party, sure, like 75% of the people might want to see a magician, but I have to hit up 100% of the room.
Yeah.
And so if sometimes people just aren't locked in, you just have to recognize that, keep going, and then just give them their space. But then the thing that happens so often is when they were shut off before they even got to know you, they're seeing how their friends are reacting and they're seeing how much fun their other friends are having, to where they'll come back to me and be like, wait, can you do another thing for me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you were being a dick like 30 minutes ago, which is fine. Like, if you don't like magic, but they were like, sometimes be like a little disrespectful or weird. And it's just kind of like, yeah, I just want to enter a space. I want people to know they can have fun. I want people to know that, we're doing this for fun. I'm not doing it to make anyone look stupid or to make anyone feel stupid.
Yeah.
But
that's how Santa feels about stand-up as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Santa is very impressed because.
Well, I was just reflecting on this, actually. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, take that out.
I'm about to spit. I act like I'm about to spit. Like, hold on, let me get all this shit. I was thinking about this because I was giving myself so much shit because recently my string of holiday events have been kind of rough.
Yeah.
And I was like really in my head about it, particularly in a lot of corporate environments. I feel like I've been at a lot of corporate holiday parties where the employees hate their jobs.
I'm gonna recommend you to Santa's third job. Okay.
I love that.
Yeah. Santa will recommend you.
But what was happening was I'm like doing some of these things that I think are mind blowing. Like sometimes it's something like this. Sometimes it's the palm reading. And I'm like, I remember when I first saw things like this, how crazy and fun I thought that it was.
Yeah.
But when I approached like this one group, actually the first like two groups I approached at this one corporate event, they just were shut off from the very beginning and I could feel it. But like, I had to start. There was no one else to perform for yet. I said 30 minutes after start time is when I'm going to do my thing because people should be situated. They were not. And so I did like some word guessing, some name guessing, some card tricks, and they were shut off from all of it to where I had to go to the client and say, hey, did you have a magician ever before? And she said, yes. I'm like, was he well liked? And she said, no, that's why you're here. And I'm like, fuck. Because the fact of the matter is, magic is such a niche art that if you see shitty magic, you're just going to think you don't like magic.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like a band. Like if you see a shitty band, you're like, oh, that band was shitty. If you see a shitty comic, oh, that comic is shitty.
Yeah.
You're never going to associate the performer with the entire art form.
Yeah.
But these guys did, and it does happen all the time. That's why I think one of the most important jobs for a magician is working with kids, because you're injecting their very first impressions of what magic is. And if you're a shitty, corny, weird, creepy magician, you fucked like so many people.
Yeah.
When I go to New York, when I was first performing, I was actually blown away by the amount of people who actually hated magic. When I was doing like I was the ambassador for this social media app that was trying to get off the ground. And my job was to go around at these bars and do magic and essentially hand out drink tickets for people who downloaded the app.
Yeah.
And it was so 50-50. Like the contrast was insane. Either people loved it or they just were not fucking there for it.
Yeah.
And I actually had the theory, because this is also when I was really getting off the ground performing for kids. And I'm like, I'm wondering if I wonder if I can tell people's demographics just by how they react to magic. Like, I wonder if rich kids hate magic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because every rich kid has a magician at their party. Because I've been to a shit ton of rich kid magic birthday parties. And I'm like, oh. But then the poor kids like me who didn't have easy access to magic, when we saw it, it was only on TV.
Yeah.
And so when we see it up and close, it's like this beautiful moment that like you feel like you'll never have again.
Yeah. I didn't have any Santa. Even though Santa is magic, Santa didn't have many magicians at his parties.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad because it's like that was one thing I've really had to learn is sometimes I'm going to enter into a space where the whole party is going to be against me because of a shitty magician they had the previous year.
Yeah.
But then it's sort of like the person high enough doesn't realize that the audience hated the magician, or they just thought it wasn't super popular, so they think they're just going to get a different magician.
You know, I'll tell you this, Mr. Matthew.
Sorry, I'm totally branching off.
No, you're doing great. This is what the Bhav cast to the Santa cast is about.
Yeah.
Like, it's about you expressing your whatever your individual field is and the pros and cons and what makes you frustrated.
Yeah. Oh, I'm mad.
No, this is beautiful because, you know, the thing
I'm
is,
a madman.
I'll tell you what, in the corporate world, Santa knows that people in the corporate world have no soul.
I think that's... Yeah.
especially the people that are hiring you up in director level, executive level, they've sold their soul for about $125,000.
Yep.
And what we do,
A year.
a year. It's not. There's no money. There's no money. Santa knows. Santa knows. There's no money. And what we do is priceless. When Santa gives a present, when Santa gets a joke, when you get Santa to go, what the fuck? How'd you know, Nami? You're white. I go, whoa, that's priceless. That's priceless. So they're never gonna get that. You know, they don't even have the power. They don't have the magic in them.
But I will say, I was talking shit on like, always having to like, ride on the backs of shitty magicians sometimes. Have you ever heard of Oz Perlman?
No.
He's been popping off so hard lately, especially for like ESPN, like finance kind of bros, because Oz Perlman is super like in the corporate world, and he's also been like super in like the sports world recently. He's been popping off and going viral with all these different things he does, and people in the corporate world are starting to know his name. And what happens, which I love when this happens, and it happens on my corporate gigs too, I can tell the ones who have souls and the ones who don't have souls because they know the name. And they're like, Oz Perlman, do you know Oz Perlman? I'm like, yes, I love Oz Perlman. Oz Perlman is amazing. Yeah. And then he's like, and they're like, oh, he's like guessing words and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, you want me to guess something? Yeah, guess a word. Oh my God, Nami! And it's like, it's so nice because it has the inverse effect. When someone is really shitty, it's so hard to like bounce back from that. But when someone is so good.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, what is the fucking saying? It's like a rising tide raises all the ships. This guy who is doing so well, like in the sort of corporate world and even like ESPN, like manosphere kind of stuff, it's making my job easier when I go to some of these places. And likewise, just when people are excited, like when people are like, oh my God, I watched Penn and Teller all throughout COVID. Yeah. Like I immediately know this is going to be my person that I'm going to want to use for anything and everything. And I'm going to use them to figure out who the other people like them are. Right. Oh, who else watches this? Oh, who did you show that video to? That person? Okay, I'm going to go to that group next. Because I know they're already like they're already like groomed to like magic, so they don't have any negative preconceived notions versus people who do, because there are shitty magicians out there. I've seen them. I've seen a lot of them, and I'm like, yeah.
You know what else Santa thinks? Sometimes people think liking magic is gay. Now listen to why Santa says this, because Santa grew up not also riding reindeer, but Santa grew up skateboarding. Okay.
Yeah.
Skateboarding is cool. Snowboarding is cool, but in college, Santa went to college. Am I sounding more like Trump?
Yeah, you're sort of in and out of the voice.
I was like, when I said Santa went to college, I felt like that was really Trumpy. You know what I mean?
Santa went to college. I swear I went to college. It was the best college.
Ho ho ho!
It was Trump University.
So when Santa went to college, Penn State, Santa was in a frat. He was just trying to get this is how I met Mrs. Claus.
Yep.
And Santa would still skate, and all the frat boys would be like, "That's gay, that's gay." Yep. But then I look at all the coolest snowboarders and skateboarders in the world. They got the hottest girls, throw the hottest parties.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, we're in a frat. We're gay. We shower 12 dudes in the shower.
And you all care way too much of what the other thinks about you versus the girls across the street. Yeah,
exactly. So then I realized that's what maybe that's what like the stigma around magic is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I grew up watching Harry Potter. That's magical. Yeah. And then someone was like, "Hey, Harry Potter's gay, magic's gay," and you're like, "What?" You know? So I think that might be some of it.
Well, yeah, that's some of it. I think just in general, magic requires such a vulnerability, in my opinion, from both parties. I think magicians forget the vulnerability that is required of them. But I think when you're doing a magic trick, you're asking someone to shut their brain off. Or you're convincing them of something that's not real, and they know it's not real, but both parties are in agreement. It's like when you go to see a play or a musical or just like a movie. Yeah. Like there's this idea that magicians are liars, and I hate that approach because it's not like, I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm not trying to actually convince you that I can fucking do this. Yeah. Because partly actually what I love when I do readings is those are my most honest tricks. when I give people readings, I am looking at someone. I am using my intuition. I am telling them how I feel.
Your crowd work is excellent.
Yeah, it's just that like I have this little secret thing that I know that helps me put the bow on it at the end.
Yeah.
Because like it's great that, you know, you freaked out when you saw that it was the 7 of clubs and then your wish, but the real meat and potatoes, the real Christmas cookies, those are in the words that are exchanged when you look at someone in the eye and you're telling them something very, very true. People will say, oh, it's based in a lie. It's like, no, this is theater. This is a play. This is a script. This is a track. When you're watching Christian Bale act on screen, or Daniel Day-Lewis, or Amy Poehler, they're living truth.
Yeah.
An actor is not taught to lie to people. And I'm saying this as someone, like, I went to community college, like theater school, but like theater school nonetheless.
Yeah.
And the biggest key is you have to believe in yourself and you have to believe you're living a truthful circumstance.
Yeah.
And the minute you're doing that, you've won, because your audience is going to feel the byproduct of that. I'm not trying to convince them, like, if I'm doing a show, like if I'm doing, I don't know, like say The Grinch, and my job isn't to look at the audience and say, hey, I'm the Grinch. I need you to believe me that I'm the Grinch. No, the Grinch is just on stage and he's doing his thing. Is the actor lying to the audience?
Nah.
No, it's not. But I would be lying if I said, yeah, I'll read your palm again and I'll give you an energetic signature healing thing and give me $400 for it.
Right.
That's what makes it skeevy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when you're lying to people, because you're telling them you're qualified to give advice.
Right.
When the fact of the matter is, the part that I didn't go into with this was I tell people to Google this. I tell people, I gave you my feelings in this moment based off of what I was getting off of you and your palm and the 7 of clubs. But what you need to do now is I need you to go to Google and type in 7 of clubs definition.
Oh, wow.
There's going to be 1,000,001 different definitions. I gave you mine. But you're going to start to connect dots, and it's going to bring you down a rabbit hole. Go down that rabbit hole, because that's your intuition speaking to you.
Wow. Santa's going to do this later.
Seriously, yeah.
Santa's going to do this later.
Just do it with your socks on.
No. I mean, when you leave, Matthew, Santa's gonna get naked.
Well, hey, you know what?
Santa sleeps in his birthday suit. Come on now.
Hey, well, it is your abode. But yeah, I mean, but that's why it's sort of like this is where I feel like an angsty artist sometimes, because I'm always trying to figure out, like, how can I do this? Like, there's another thing I do with tarot cards, and you know, that's always evolving, and how I read people, and I sort of have been struggling with magic just in general lately, because it just pisses me off. But I have always loved giving readings. Like when I go to a gig, I'm like, dear God, I just want to give one palm reading so that I get a line of people who all want palm readings. And it happens very often.
Yeah.
Like if I want to do an evening of palm readings, I will.
Yeah.
And I have my way of not like just doing it, but like creating that demand. I go to the most enthusiastic woman who definitely looks like she has crystals in her pocket.
Yeah.
I do exactly what I did with you, and then she tells all of her friends, and then the next thing you know, I'm creating a list in my phone that I'm going through. After all the superstitious crystal girls have gone through, then you have all the other people that are riding off the energy of them, and then after you're done with them, you have all the husbands and boyfriends who want to see what's going on too, because they watched you do it already 10 other times. And they're like, wait, my turn. And then you do it for them, and they're like, damn. And it's like, it's nice to have this, and it's nice to say that, like, this is the thing that makes me different. There's no other magician, because this is like my thing here.
Yeah.
There's no other magician that does this, or there's no other magician that reads tarot the way that I read tarot. And on top of that, there's no other tarot readers or palm readers that do it the way that I do it. And because you have such hard information that you're revealing, people feel that it's so real, because they're also piggybacking off of the fact that I told them things that they were connecting with.
Yeah.
Could I know, like, when I was telling you all this stuff, when I was telling you this, I was essentially reading myself as an artist.
Wow.
So one of the things that I was taught when you're reading people is try not to want to blow their minds. Just open up. Because then we're talking about vulnerability again.
Right.
So if the magician or the tarot reader or the psychic wants to deliver the most powerful readings, well, what if they just revealed more about themselves than trying to reveal the person right in front of them? And again, I think that's what helps create these powerful readings. That's not my own original idea. That's something I got from 2 other magicians that I met in COVID, who I took a master class with, and then another guy who I just made really good friends with and showed me the ropes on how to be a genuine reader.
Well, I think that, when Santa also does stand-up, that's like one of the things in stand-up too. It's like the more open and genuine you are, the easier the connection becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
like, I've been playing with the idea of like when I'm reading girls in particular, it does get a little weird sometimes because a lot of times they want to talk about love and they want to talk about romance. And when you have a girl's hand and you're telling her things about herself, she feels very seen. And it creates kind of like a danger zone. I think, there's going to be comics or people who are going to be watching this, a danger zone, dude, fuck her. Like, but there is a weird energy that comes up where sometimes a girl looks at me and I can tell that like they're having this idea of me.
yeah.
So,
because I'm having the idea of you.
yeah, come on, man, shut up. But one thing I've been playing with is when the conversation is about love, talking about the times I fucked up in love, the times I was shittiest, because it kind of gets 2 things out of the way. It sort of breaks down this weird, like almost fantasical wall that I can feel is being built before my very eyes. And I'm not saying I do this. I'm not saying like I'm like reading palms and girls go crazy from me. That's not what I'm saying.
But he is tall
God.
and handsome, so.
but it does happen, and it's nice when I can break it down and I can ground it back again. Because there is a time where if I'm reading a very pretty girl's palm, she's like, yes, no, yes, yeah, I do agree with that, and this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of like that. And I'm like, okay, we got to ground this shit. I'm going to talk about the time I got caught gooning in my last relationship. And so it's like, you gotta break down this wall, and you got to keep it grounded, and you always have to put the power in the person you're reading. You always have to make sure you're uplifting the other person, and that's another lesson that is learned from theater. If you want to deliver a compelling scene, your acting is not the most important moment, the most important ingredient in that scene. It's the other person's acting.
Right.
Your job as a scene partner is to constantly give gifts, meaning I'm gonna deliver a line, and I'm gonna listen to you and how you're delivering your lines, and I'm going to react genuinely to that, and I'm going to raise the stakes or lower the stakes or add an obstacle depending on what the goal of the scene is. So when I bring people on stage and when I'm doing a reading for them, or if I'm just doing a magic trick in front of a whole crowd, the whole idea is, how can I make this person walk away feeling even better than when they came up? Because they come up a lot of times very nervous, because I don't do the, can I get a volunteer? I'll just look at someone, I say, you're joining me whether you want to or not. And then I have to then decompress them, make them comfortable, get them to follow my directions, earn their trust, build a collaboration, create magic, send them off, making them feeling better. Wow. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So there's a whole fucking journey in one whole trick, and it's not just the trick, it's in how you handle the person you're with.
Yeah.
And it's different in mentalism than it is with magic. In magic, it's pick a card, is that your card? You're asking nothing of the person in front of you other than to pick a card. But when you're doing mentalism, when you're doing this, you're asking someone to meet you in a space that is inherently ridiculous. Wow. And so, sometimes people just can't, but a lot of times people can, and it's just a matter of building that trust. I don't know, am I making sense?
No, this makes perfect sense, Matthew. This makes perfect sense. Like, because you're giving them such deep insight, and you don't want to come off inauthentic. You know what I mean? Because if you're telling me all this shit about myself, and then, like, when you were reading my hand, like, I could have given you the hand like this, but I gave you the hand like this, and the way you said things like that, and like even the spongy thumb, and I was like, you know what? This bastard's onto something. I was like, he knows Santa. And I was like, Santa.
And like, granted, like, I only know you a little bit. I only know the secret Santa. I don't know if I can call you Bob. Can I call you Bobik? I don't know. I don't know if I have to play along with the game too or not. But like, I met you a little bit, so like I know you a little bit, and then obviously we talked a little bit, and I can't help but allow what I know to influence my intuition.
You gotta use.
But at the same time, you told me you're an engineer, and engineers might be more introverted.
Yeah.
But you're not. And that is based off of. And then if you said, hey, no, I am more introvert, I'd say, okay, we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Because one of the things in some cases is if someone's like, oh, I like 6 out of 10, I would say I don't really agree with my palm. I say, well, luckily your palm is a blueprint for you. You don't actually, like, it doesn't define who you are.
Right.
And if you disagree with what your palm says, I'm not using intuition. They all just have predetermined meanings.
Right.
That's why I want you to say, hey, this is what I wish for. And I had you make a choice earlier because that choice is going to influence something and it takes you off of your palm.
Yeah.
So, but I digress. I wanted to get into something like when I'm reading people, right? And when I'm reading women also. And when we have like the queens come up, very often, you know, I'm talking about femininity. Well, I'm not qualified to tell a woman what femininity means. So then it turns into a conversation.
Right.
And a lot of the best readings are, okay, spades represent conflict, queens is femininity. Are you in conflict with how you see the world right now? Are you in conflict with what your role is in society? You know what I mean? Like, I can't say this is what you're going through as a woman. Likewise, let's just say I'm reading, well, a person of color and say something comes up where we're talking about their experience as a person of color and we have a black queen and I'm reading, say, a black woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't help but make the connection because it's there. Like, it's not to capitalize on a joke or a moment, but it's like, you're a black woman, you chose a black queen. I asked you to choose what was hiding from you.
Yeah.
There might be an identity thing here. Are you struggling with something in your identity? I have no idea what it must be like to be a black woman. Talk about it. What's your experience? And the next thing you know, they're talking about something. They're having an experience that's almost therapeutic, and they're talking to a white man about their experience as a black woman. And even then, like, that is a beautiful poetic exchange.
That's strong.
That, like, knowing the card and then knowing their wish, that's just like, that's the bow. It's this part that matters. And magicians don't understand that. And honestly, a lot of laymen don't understand that because I calling myself the magician. And what I really do feel like sometimes is I do feel like I'm trying to do poetry when I'm doing a magic trick, particularly the readings. So some people feel very conflicted in how I give these readings.
Right.
There's actually genuine intuitive readers who believe they're intuitive readers, and they'll say, oh, you're more of a magician. I don't believe you. Or it'll be the inverse. Magicians also just hate readers. Like, I have my own skepticisms too when it comes to psychic people, but at the same time, I'm still open to some things. And so magicians will say, oh, that's weird that you're doing like palm reading. That's weird that you're doing tarot. That's really immoral.
Yeah.
And what they don't understand is, yes, there's an immoral angle of tarot, and there's the immoral angle of palm readings, which is I'm going to tell you what you need to do, and I'm right. And if you don't do what I'm doing or tell you to do, it's bad luck. You know what I mean? That's wrong.
Yeah.
But if I say, 7 of clubs, we're talking about luck. We're talking about people. We're talking about surrounding yourself. What does that look like to you? What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And honestly, it's the same relationship with like comics and prop comics.
Yeah.
Like they like, oh, I hate prop comics, but it's still at the end of the day, isn't the goal to make the people laugh? Isn't your goal to make someone feel like, oh wow, right? Like that's what you're looking for. Like, what the fuck? How you do that?
Steve Martin talks so much about this. I read his book like twice a year, and I listen to it like once. It's called Born Standing Up.
Okay.
I was just going over this. You're not someone who likes to read, but
I do listen.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't like to read. I don't know how to read. I'm a numbers guy.
I'm kidding. There's literally not a single paperback book here, by the way. There's not a bookshelf. Probably 5 unpaid Philly parking tickets over there.
But I have been listening to audiobooks at work.
Like, next thing you listen to Born Standing Up.
I will, yeah.
Because he does talk about Steve Martin. If you ever actually watched his stand-up, he is a little bit of a prop comic, but also not. Like, he has the goal. He's like, you have to get on stage. The goal is to make them laugh. Who cares what you do?
Right.
You have to make them laugh. And so, you know, I do comedy on and off. I'm never going to really pursue it professionally.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I was in a moment right before I went through a breakup where I was going to open mics at the Tap Room at High Note Humor.
Yeah. Shout out High Note and Paul Carson.
Hey, Paul Carson, who is a comedy god, by the way. I'm not kidding. I do think he has it in him.
He's been on here. Yeah, we're boys.
I think that man has it in him to go really fucking far. But yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on stage. I have nothing written. The goal is to make him laugh.
Yeah.
Like, just do that. And so one of my favorite things that I did was when I was dating this girl at the time, she had me on this really weird app and was to track her menstrual cycle through the lens of astrology. So it was like giving me her entire menstrual cycle breakdown throughout the entire month and like all the details that go with that, but through the lens of like basically astrology and witchcraft. And it was the weirdest thing because it always sent me push notifications.
Yeah.
So I just be like living my day-to-day life. And it's like, she's feeling a little energetic today. Wink, wink. And like the stars are aligned. Jupiter's in motion. And so I was like, okay, well, what if I didn't know what I was going to do that day, but I got a notification from the app. I'm like, oh, can I integrate this? And I'm like, oh, what if I just like went up on stage and just ate a meatball sub and just went through the app?
Yeah.
And it was just really goofy. Like, I'm not acting like it was comedy gold, but at the end of the night, which is particularly when I went, when the whole room was empty, it was one of my favorite moments on stage, actually. There was probably only like 4 people in the room, and that Montag guy, do you know
John?
Montag?
Yeah.
He was there, and he's not always there, and he's definitely more like seasoned. Like he's 100% more like up there. And he was just like looking at me, and he's like, is there really this fucking dude? Because I like sat down, like I got my meatball sub, and like if this is like, you know, the stand-up bar stool, I put my meatball sub on the thing. I grabbed the mic stand, put the mic on the mic stand, took my phone out, took aggressively large bites of my meatball sub, talking about periods, and it was making like the 4 people in there just fucking die.
Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes as stand-up, sometimes like some of us have been doing it a long time and consistently, it's like when you see something like so bizarre, you're like, wow, I needed this. Because like, you know, we get like a rundown in our heads, and it's like, oh, like we like stand-up is such like an ego thing. It's like, oh, you want to be funny, but you also want to be cool. And then when you see someone do something like just so out of the pocket, you're like, what the fuck?
Here's the other thing, and I'm going to sound like an asshole who's a little self-conceited, and maybe I am, but there's like this weird theory, and I think this is something that I have to deal with in magic too, where people don't want to listen or relate to people they deem particularly attractive. And it happens a lot to female comics. I've heard female comics talk on this a lot, where they feel like sometimes they have to dress down for their audiences because they might not take them seriously based off how attractive they are.
It's true. If you got like big tits, you shouldn't wear your tits out. Oh, look, I have nice vascular arms. Good.
Well, there is a comic who lets her tits out. Her name's Crystal Marie, and I will say she's funny as shit.
Yeah, but it's like it can be distracting. Like I usually wear like
distracting.
I wear like big hoodies on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know I'm kind of jacked, and I have done some shows where I wear a slightly fitted shirt, and I like have old ladies come up to me after the show.
You're such a handsome young man.
And they're just grabbing my arms. I'm like, oh, what joke was the funniest? They're like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I kind of get it.
And sometimes it's that, but then sometimes they're just immediately shut off from you.
Yeah.
And that's the other element. And so what was I connecting this to? I feel like I need to do a rewind on the tape. Attractiveness, people. Oh, yeah. So I've noticed that sometimes the best attractive comics, they actually just love talking about how douchey they are.
Yeah.
Because I think people want to hear that attractive people are assholes. They don't want to hear an attractive person go up there and preach about Israel versus Palestine, but they would love to hear about a time they absolutely fucked someone. That's why Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I think, is like so great. Like Rob McElhenney is like one of the most beautiful men in the world, but it's so fun seeing how stupid and awful he is, and then the rest of the crowd. So I think like, you know, when it comes to comedy, especially, you know, for me, I just thrive better when I just throw shit against the wall.
Yeah, you want to be like 100% authentic, and that's what I've kind of learned in my like last couple years. It's like I'm not like that's why I created the Bhavcast too, the Santa Cast. It's like here you'll catch me being real, and I want you to catch the same mixture. You know what I mean? Like I don't want you to think what you see on stage is a front, because in reality, it's not, dude.
Yeah, like what happens? This is exactly everything I always reflect on. Like what happens if you just reveal yourself?
Yeah.
Instead of putting on something like, I need them to like me. No, I need them to laugh.
Yeah. This
Like-
is not an act. I have a skateboard with the N-word out here. You know what I mean?
And it's right above me.
This is right above you. Yeah, so
I am Egyptian. I'm just very, very, very light brown.
it's okay. It's okay. We're all brown. We're
But
all
I
brown.
still don't feel qualified to say that second.
No,
part.
no, we shouldn't while the cameras are on.
Maybe when the cameras are not also like, maybe the cameras are not a variable to concern over.
Matthew,
Maybe it's just never.
we've been running this for a minute. Do you have any other magic tricks you would like to do?
We could do a fun one.
Yeah, let's do a
I
fun
do this
one.
for everyone. Whenever people ask me, like, can I see a card trick or a magic trick? This is just the easiest one to go into.
Yeah. That was amazing. What you did right there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you got so close to a brown woman's name.
I'm so cultured.
I'm shook because I was like, okay, maybe I should give him like a white person name.
Well, it's funny because sometimes I do like little like word guess things, and I'll like ask someone to think of a word, and if they're French, they'll say like something in French. And I'm like, you piece of shit! Like, what makes you think I can read your mind in French? Like,
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But anyway, it's just funny when that happens. So this is gonna sound condescending, but it's vital to the whole thing. You know how many cards are in a deck of cards? Yes.
52, yes.
Thank God. And just to make sure, 1 in 3 people do not know that spades are pointy and that clubs are clovers. Now, you
Yeah.
chose a 7 of clubs earlier. We know the difference. But as long as we know it 100%, we don't forget. Shuffle these cards. You're just going to touch any single card that you want. We can go all the way to the bottom. We can start over completely, or you can punch me in the face. I don't know.
How about rub your toes?
You can rub my toes. This one right here?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Take that card. You can show the camera. Just make sure I can't see it. As long as you're convinced that there's no way I could possibly have seen it, I'm looking over here. There's no mirrors. You can confirm for people on camera. There's no mirrors or reflections I could be looking at.
No. He's good, guys. Santa's workshop is legit.
Now, take the deck.
Yeah.
You can just take it
Oh, okay.
and put the card anywhere you want inside of the deck.
Sure.
Just make sure I can't see it. Now, before you shuffle it or anything, how many cards deep would you say you put that card?
Halfway?
Halfway? Give me a number.
No, what's half of 52? 20.
Do you think 26 directly?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see this.
Yeah, 26, 23 to 26.
23 to 20. Oh, that's a range. Shuffle it
I
up.
got to give you a tolerance, you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's
Now,
what-
I'm giving this a nice little mix. There's no way you could possibly know where this card is now. right?
not me. Not
Great.
Santa.
Now, I want you to look at me. I'm
Yeah?
going to see if I can actually guess the color of this card.
Yeah.
Man. That board is very distracting. It's funny because it just all right, I'm not, no. I don't even want to say it.
Yeah, say it.
But my intuition, it keeps. We're going to skip the color. I think I know the color.
Okay. I think you do too.
We're just going to keep with that. My brain. But now I'm trying to figure out if this is like a number card or a picture card, and that's the hardest thing I'm figuring out. I feel like I know it's a club. I don't even have to confirm that with you. We're going to flip the script a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to find your card.
Mm-hmm.
You are. Now, you know your card already,
Yeah.
so don't tell me what your card is. What you got to do is inside of you, I want you to take a deep breath in, breathe out, relax, and I want you to just have a number that comes into mind. A number between 1 and 52, somewhere in the middle.
But it's
now
not
say,
the card?
Huh?
It's not the card?
Yeah, don't think about the card.
Okay.
Put the card to the side for now. And I only want you to focus on a 2-digit number between 1 and 52.
Okay.
Now, do you have a number in mind?
Yes.
Great. Before you say it,
Mm-hmm.
the most commonly thought of number is 27, 37, or even 17.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we were sort of talking about this earlier. The reason is because of that number 7, right?
Yeah.
But I also don't want to steer you away from your own free will. I just wanted you to know that that indeed is the most commonly thought of thing.
Yeah.
For the first time, you can change your mind if you want to change your mind, but what is the number that you thought of?
13.
That's a good number. It represents death. But did you think of you didn't think of 17, 27, you immediately thought of
Yeah,
13.
I went straight to 13.
So you want to stick with 13.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes or no? Have you seen your card here yet? We're very close.
No.
Now, you could have said any number. You said 13.
Yeah.
I gave you a chance to change
You
your mind.
did.
I'm seeing 4, 3, My intuition is we have those clubs. I know it's a club, and the number 5 is really coming at me here. Yes or no? Is it the 5 of clubs? It was the 5 of clubs.
What the fuck?
But I told you, and I said this, and I feel like I've said this a lot, like, it's a collaboration. Had you shut yourself off from this couldn't have worked. And people shut themselves off from this. There's times this doesn't work. Count this out loud with me. That's 8,
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, baby.
Show the camera the 5 of clubs.
Damn! Wow! Mr. Swanson! You are something else.
But yeah, that's a big one. And I think if anyone's ever asked me to see a magic trick out in public, that's what I show them. And that is something that I do in my walk around as well. There's another thing I like to do for a really big group. There's a way I can do that for a big group, but there's an even bigger presentation that I like. But that'll be for the next time.
There'll definitely be a next time.
Yeah.
After I get past 100 episodes, that's when I'll start repeating guests. But yeah, dude, you are fucking... I would love to see the way you grow and all that shit. Santa is getting you a spot in that fucking movie. I'm calling Spielberg today.
Yeah.
Tell the people where to find you.
You can find me on Instagram, magic.thespian, THESPIAN, like theater, not LGBTQ things. And then actually, I do have a public performance.
Okay.
I don't expect anyone to be there, but I will be performing at River House at Odette's in New Hope, a really super high scale kind of hotel and restaurant, which I'm really excited about. I've been trying to book them for a while. Sabrina Carpenter and Bradley Cooper apparently hang out there, so not together.
Yeah.
But
When is that?
That's New Year's.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
New
Yeah, they
Year's-
should be out by New Year's.
New
So
Year's
hell yeah,
Eve.
go see Matthew, guys.
We're gonna do that.
Thank you for coming through, bro.
This
was awesome. This was
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really great. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Peace.